Today on CCX News, the battle against distracted driving. The new tool Brooklyn Park Police will soon have to fight it. Traffic fatalities are on the rise in Minnesota. Brooklyn Park Police say distracted driving is partly to blame.
Distracted driving is a huge issue. You can drive down any one of these roads and look over and probably see somebody texting or FaceTiming or, taking photo. I mean, you name it, people are doing it.
To help enforce distracted driving laws, Brooklyn Park is adding a new Ford F-150 to its fleet of vehicles. The truck allows officers to sit at a higher vantage point. That makes it easier to see if drivers are distracted, not wearing their seatbelt, or engaging in other dangerous behavior.
I've had some very tragic motor vehicle crashes in this city, some that I've been on myself. And those are really, really difficult. The loss of life because somebody is so selfish enough to pull their phone out and can't pay attention to the responsibility that comes with driving on the road. Something needs to be done.
Brooklyn Park is one of 9 law enforcement agencies to receive a grant from the Minnesota Department of Public Safety to help purchase the vehicle. In New Hope, a longtime city council member has announced a run for mayor. John Elder has served on the New Hope City Council since 2008. The city's current mayor, Kathy Hemken, is not running for re-election. Hemken has been New Hope mayor since 2009. Elder has worked in law enforcement for 30 years and is currently a captain with the Robbinsdale Police Department. A Brooklyn Center resident is trying to make bus travel a better experience for everyone. He's one of many volunteers who have chosen to adopt a stop.
I only come just, once a week.
Early morning traffic is no match for this Brooklyn Center neighbor.
A lot of litter from the gas station.
Alan Hancock adopted this bus stop just off 252.
Oh, about half a bucket.
He's in charge of keeping it clean once a week.
The debris flows down onto the grass, so I pick up any of the litter around.
Alan is a member of the Metro Transit AdoptAStop program.
I think it represents a community that shows people care and want to be part of a community that takes care of things.
The program's been revitalized over the last year.
It's a volunteer program.
Metro Transit General Manager Leslie Condaris says just over 400 stops have adopters, with many to go.
We have over 12,000 in our system. So there's a lot of opportunity left for people or organizations who want to pitch in to join us.
Busier stops, like this one in Brooklyn Center, can always benefit from some TLC. Volunteers are only responsible for picking up litter, but those extra eyes go a long way.
They're really helping us keep an eye on the system and alerting us to where we need to put more resources.
Condaris says she's grateful to volunteers like Alan. They make these transportation hubs more welcoming.
Really helps us just keep the system clean and welcoming for everyone.
Alan is picking up small scraps and in doing so sees a bigger impact.
I'm just grateful to be part of Brooklyn Center, and I think, we need to all be looking after each other and just loving each other in this community.
There are hundreds of adoptable spots in the northwest suburbs. We'll have sign-up details at ccxmedia.org. Meanwhile, Brooklyn Center wants feedback on how to improve its parks. The city has more than 20 parks and natural resource areas. Brooklyn Center is working on a new park capital investment plan that the city can use over the next 10 years. It's asking residents to take an online survey by May 15th to help guide decision-making. There's a new jewelry trend making waves. This weekend, Elaine Cleveland takes us to a Maple Grove business that has found success with so-called permanent jewelry.
For this one.
Big things come in small packages.
I feel like the curb chain might be like a good addition.
And in a tiny suite in Maple Grove,
Ooh, I do love the Elena.
Isn't it cute?
these ladies are shopping for the perfect bracelet, one that won't be leaving their wrist anytime soon.
I came here to get a permanent bracelet from Britt. I've worked for Britt and just gotten all my permanent jewelry from her.
You heard that right. Permanent jewelry.
So it's been around, but I feel like with the world of social media and TikTok, the trend has exploded. I would say a ton in the last 2 years.
Britt Morris started her permanent jewelry business, Stay Golden, in April of 2022.
Rose gold fill.
After visiting a cousin in Chicago and seeing its popularity there, she wanted to bring the trend here.
It just started as a side hustle and fully has become like a 40, 50 hour week job now.
Mara was one of the first to offer it in Minnesota, and business has boomed.
Right here we have our 14 karat gold selection. They kind of range in price point $115, $155.
In essence, permanent jewelry is a piece of jewelry that is custom fit to your wrist. Mara uses a jump ring in place of a clasp to close the bracelet, and then she takes a small welding machine to zap the opening shut. The entire process takes about 5 minutes. And once you have a bracelet already on your wrist, it's less time you have to spend getting ready in the morning.
I have 3 small children, so I never really like to think about putting on jewelry or accessorizing. So the fact I can wake up and my jewelry is already on me is super appealing to me.
On top of that, each bracelet tells a story and leaves customers with a lasting memory.
I have this plan, like my wedding day. All my bridesmaids will be getting one of these from Britt. I hope to get one with my daughter one day and continue just matching with friends.
That's Delane Cleveland reporting. In case you're wondering, though it is called permanent jewelry, you can remove it using scissors or a small wire cutter.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. In a little over a month, the Maple Grove softball team will be looking to defend its Section 5 4A championship. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we meet a 4-year Crimson starter looking to go out on a high note. Alissa Wernz would be a 5-year starter for Maple Grove softball if not for the COVID season of 2020. As it is, the senior is in her 4th year starting, the last 3 in center field, and recalls that first varsity year as a freshman.
I just remember all those seniors taking me under their wing as a freshman, specifically Sid Hockett, because she was our center fielder, and she was a senior when I was a freshman, but all of them just being so nice to me and working me into the program, it was so great.
Wernz is coming off an all-conference, second-team All-Metro season in which she hit .301 and played an outstanding center field for the Crimson. Short center and diving catch out in center field by Wernz.
She's been my teammate since 8th grade, and so I've gotten to know her really well, and she's just a competitor. She's always competing, and I've learned a lot from her, and we kind of just bounce things off each other. And she's someone I look up to, honestly, because just how determined and hardworking she is. She's just a great player.
Awesome at bat, tons of speed, and I think really what sets her apart is she's just super confident. She's not ever intimidated by anything that happens out on the field or anything that goes. So I think with that comes, and that's why she's been a captain since her junior year. Kids follow her.
Good hit.
Much as the seniors of 2021 helped Alissa, now she tries to guide the younger Crimson players of 2024.
Helping them out by reassuring them, letting them know it's a game of failure. Everybody goes through hard times, but you have 4 years here if you're that young, so you have so many at-bats, so many opportunities. It's just good to know that you have more coming.
Although she was a gymnast and played volleyball earlier in her youth, Alissa has been a full-time softball player for a few years now.
I play for a club called Minnesota Renegades. In the off-season, I do training with them. And I also work at Hit Dogs, which is a facility I can go and hit at or go to anytime I want to.
A lot of work for Alissa this off-season was focused on hitting.
Just switching mechanics and figuring out different kinds of pitching, because you have to adjust to different kinds of spins depending on each season and where you're going, but I'd say hitting was what I focused on the whole time. Making my swing more compact and more quick versus lengthy and wide. I just think making contact's the most important thing to level it out.
Next season, she heads to South Dakota State University to continue her education and softball career in Brookings.
It's just such a great program with such a great culture, and those coaches are so opening and welcoming. I just think that's a place where I'm going to be able to develop the most as a player.
Great fit for her, because she'll play there. They love her. It's as close to a full ride as you can get for softball. It's right around that 92-93% range. They treated her well. She loved the campus, and she's going to play there, and she'll do well.
For the next 8 weeks, though, her focus is on Crimson softball and looking to help this group get back to Mankato and the state tournament.
Always state, win your section, get out of it, and make it back to Mankato. But I just want to have a good last year with all these girls and take it all in while I can.
Following a loss to Andover Thursday, the Crimson enter the weekend with a 2-2 record. You can see Maple Grove softball live on CCX April 29th when the Crimson host Delano. Speaking of Maple Grove, both the Crimson and Lacrosse teams, boys and girls, are off to 2-0 starts. The boys are the defending Northwest Suburban Conference champions. The top two teams from 2023 in Northwest Suburban Conference boys lacrosse, Maple Grove and Armstrong, facing off on a cool Wednesday evening. Just over a minute into the game, the Falcons' Jack Olson passes to a wide-open Jamison Essen, who scores. Armstrong takes a 1-0 lead on Essen's 5th goal of the season. Tied at 1, Maple Grove's Grant Jensen goes low and rips a shot in for the Crimson. Ricky Peterson the assist, and it's 2-1 Maple Grove. Late first quarter, Landon Bakke drives a shot into the far top corner of the net. A big night for the senior. Maple Grove leads 5-1 after 1. Aiden Robb gets a goal for Armstrong later in the third, winding up and firing one in here. But it's not enough for the Falcons. Maple Grove wins 13-9 to start the season 2-0. Armstrong is now 2-1. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.